may not be able to stay to the end of the session. I've just started recording, and if you'd like to get notified when this recording is available, I'm going to share the attendance link here in the chat. So I'm putting the attendance link in the chat. I want you to fill it if you would like to get the recording of this session as well as the slide. Okay, so just go ahead and fill the attendance form. All right, so for some of us, we've been away for far too long, and we're literally, our confidence level is almost zero. We don't know if we're capable anymore. We don't know if we still have the brains to transition into tech. And for some of us, you've just zeroed your mind. This thing is a waste of time, especially for those of us that have tried to get into tech. I just feel like this, I've spent money. I meet a lot of people that are burned. They've literally tried transitioning. They spend money. We're talking dollars. We're talking $3,000, $5,000, and they're trying to transition, but it has absolutely yielded zero results. So that has just, put a fear in us that I don't want to waste any more money in tech, right? In trying to get into tech. And for some of us, there's some sort of decision fatigue where you feel like there are a lot of options you can consider. For those of us that are multi-talented, we can do a lot of things. We're here, we're there, right? We basically we're stuck. We don't know what part of tech, will be a good fit for us. Not to worry, I put all of that into perspective, in trying to prepare for this session. And I'm going to tell you what makes the transition worth it. Yes, there are constraints. Yes, there's that decision fatigue. Yes, you're tired. You're scared of wasting money. But with the path I'm going to show you, you're literally going to figure that certain things would make the transition worth it. So it's more like just sacrificing a bit of your comfort for a short while in order to gain something. What are the things you're gaining? Flexible schedule, so that you can have more time for the kids, right? So that you can literally be there for your family in general, and then predictable income as well. You know that tech pays well. Absolutely. Tech pays you well. So if you're transitioning, you're not just having flexibility in mind, you're also having, a certain salary threshold and a certain salary range that you can predict. And then you get remote options as well, right? For some of us, it's just remote options. So, this transition journey would also give you that as well, the ability to apply to jobs remotely. And then there's just a visible growth. For those of us on this call that get really bored with doing redundant things, we don't like doing one thing over and over again. With tech, there's always something to learn. There's always an add-on. There's a career, progression. There's a visible growth for you, and that would make the transition journey worth it. You'd also be gaining skills that compound. Okay, skills that compound in tech. All right, so skills that you're literally picking up from one role, it'll shock you to know that you can apply them in other roles. So no skill, no experience is useless, right? And then you'd also be getting a community and, of course, accountability. So all of this, makes the transition journey very, very worth it. All right. So if you're on this call and you're wondering what's going to make a good tech career for me, right? How do I figure that this tech career is worth it? How do I figure that it's good, right? There are things you want to consider. First, remote opportunities. That's the goal. More time for the family. Don't lose sight of that, right? So the ideal role in tech should offer you remote opportunities. It should also offer you flexible work hours where you can literally choose to work a certain time during the day, and it should give you high earning potential as well. Strong job demand. What this job demand does for you, we're going to see much later. Job security, right? And also career growth and progression. So if you're looking to get a job in tech, it should offer all of this, right? It should offer all of this. The ideal role in tech: number one, I'm just going to reiterate again, remote opportunities. Number two, flexible work hours. Remember the goal to get more time while you see earn well, right? High earning potential, strong job demand, career growth and progression. If a role is not offering you career growth and progression, you basically be unsatisfied. If there's no job demand, you will learn and it will be difficult to find a job. So we don't want to get into, that loop. And this is just to show you somebody like she was a mom as well as a student, right? And she moved from Nigeria to the UK. And she knew that after school, she decided to do a master's in public health, right? But she knew that after school, she didn't want to fall into the trap of survival jobs. She knew that tech was an in thing, tech would pay her well. So that further flexible opportunity. So what she did, we're going to hear at our testimonial much later, but I'm going to give you an insight into what she did. So her name is Ikmat, and for her, she joined the Tenalytics data analytics program, okay, while being a mom. Remember, she was a mom, a student as well, right? And she was still able to transition into data analytics as something to just a icing on the cake for those of us that feel like it's impossible, right? While being in school, she had, a 2-year employment gap, right? So she was able to join the Tenalytics program and she was able to get a job as an information analyst. And this role came with full visa sponsorship, right? This is somebody who was a mom, a student as well, and she was able to transition into data analytics, right? Now, it all starts from you choosing the right path for you. We cannot do away with this path at all. Your success in tech is dependent on that first career path that you choose to pivot into. The mistake that some of us make is we hear our friends say that, oh, cybersecurity, that's the in thing now. And we don't consider our personality. We don't consider our strengths, our weaknesses, our interest. And then we jump into the trendiest role, which is cybersecurity, in this example. For some of us, we hear people say, oh, I was able to get a job as a data analyst. And you just, without considering who you are, without considering your leverage, your unique advantage, you decide that that's what you want to do. That's no way to set yourself up for success in the tech space. You have to be very, very intentional about choosing the right path for you. And guess what the right path is? It's the right path that suits you. The right path is one that takes into consideration your strengths, your weaknesses, your unique leverage, your transferable skills, okay, your schedule as well. That's what the right path will give to you. So that's where we'll start from practically on this call. How do you choose the right path? When I started, I said tech is really, really broad. All right, tech is really broad. But one thing we've done here at Tenalytics, we're always thinking, how do we ease the burden? All right. So what we did in order to, see the best career paths that you can get into amongst the plethora of options is we did what is called a job board analysis at first. All right. So what a job board analysis means is we looked at the popular job boards across different regions. Guess what we're trying to see? We're trying to see the career paths that are currently in demand, right? That's the career path that employers are looking to fill up the most, right? The roles that employers are looking to fill up the most. By doing that, by taking a look at the job boards, it made us see the career paths that are currently in demand. Because when we're able to get that, okay, these roles, they appear multiple times. Employers are looking to fill them up multiple times. We're able to track down the roles that are currently in demand. Okay, so after we did our job board analysis, we had a list. But it's not just enough to get the career paths that are currently in demand. We also have to consider the future. We also have to consider job security, because you don't want to get into a path that is in demand right now, and in a couple of years it's out of demand, and you have to go through that hassle of trying to get into a new career path again, right? So in order to corroborate our analysis, okay, we also did something called the World Economic Forum validation. Now, the World Economic Forum, is made up of tech leaders, right? And they have this report called the Future of Jobs Report. The Future of Jobs Report. They release it, twice in every year, right? Or in 2 years they release it twice. Pardon me. So what this Future of Jobs report contain is the opinion of 1,000 tech leaders, right? And the report literally contains the roles that they're looking to hire for into the future. That's the roles that will be in demand into the future. So this report contains the roles that are growing in demand, right? And the roles that are declining in demand, even with AI. Right? So what that helps us see, that we've already done the first job board analysis that helped us see the roles that are currently in demand. So we needed to see the roles that are growing in demand, because that offers you job security. So we visited the Future of Jobs report, and we compared it to the list that we made, and we're able to take out some roles that would literally go into extinction. All right, so we had a concrete list of roles that are currently in demand. Now, the final thing we did was also regional analysis, because we were made to understand, or we came to realize that for some of us on this call, even though we want to get into tech, we're looking for tech opportunities that would suit our immigration goals. For those of us that are in the UK, we're looking for sponsorship. We're looking for skilled worker visa. And in the skilled worker visa, there are certain eligible occupations. So what we did was to also compare the list we had as well. If people decide to go into these paths, are they able to get companies that have the license to sponsor their skilled worker visa? Right? So that's for the UK market. For the US, we took a look at the job titles with the highest H1B acceptance rate. Then for Canada, we took a look at the provincial nominee programs across different provinces and the tech paths that, the tech talents that they're, looking for. All right. So with all of this, these are the career paths that we decided on. Okay, you see them here on my screen. The first one is business analysis. You have financial analytics, data analytics, cybersecurity, agile project management, product design, healthcare business analysis, healthcare data analytics, healthcare project management. So these are some career paths that if you go into, you are sure that there's a demand currently. So what that means is, as soon as you're done learning, you can get a job as soon as possible, a remote opportunity as soon as possible, right? And then there's also a growth in demand. So you're not going into a career path that doesn't have job security. And of course, they would also pay you well, right? So if you want to consider the ideal role in tech, these are the career paths that you should be looking at. Now, I've given you a lot of options, okay? There are about 9 options here on my slide. So how do you literally decide which one is best for you? That's something we're going to be doing here on this call. So I want you to pay rapt attention. Right at this juncture, I want you to pay rapt attention. So we'll consider the first pathway and we'll see if it is best for you. The first pathway is the data analytics and the health tech analysis. That's the first pathway. Now, if you're on this call, how do you decide that that is the best path for you? I have some questions that I will be asking you. So just pay rapt attention. All right. Now, just take a look at yourself. Ask yourself this question. Are you naturally curious? Are you that person that likes to ask a lot of whys, right? So are you naturally curious? Do you enjoy working with numbers or information? Numbers don't scare you. Accounting, mathematics, it doesn't scare you at all. So are you that person that enjoys working with numbers or information? Do you often notice patterns that other people would miss? Those of us that are good analyzers, when our friends are literally coming up with strange attitudes, we're able to piece one and two together and we see a pattern. Okay, so if you're that person that you often notice patterns that other people would naturally miss. Okay, and also you're that person that likes finding answers and solving problems, and people would naturally rely on you to explain things clearly. So if you've asked yourself all of these questions, right, and the answer is yes, then the career path that you should be considering is data analytics, or LTech analysis. I'll tell you the difference. Now, what do data analysts do, and why can you get a remote job with data analytics? So as a data analyst, you're basically collecting data, right? You're collecting data, you're cleaning data, you're also analyzing data. Data is being generated on a daily basis. Your job, by virtue of us being on this call right now, data is being generated. So your job is to get the data and make sense of the data. Now, I'm going to use an example. We're a lot on this call. Like I said, data is being generated and stored somewhere. If you take a look at the data, if I give you a glimpse of what the data looks like, it might not make any sense for you. But it takes a data analyst to analyze the data and see that, over 80% of the people joining this call are mothers, right? It's the job of the data analyst to analyze the data. So over 80%, you started, just help the company make better decisions. So telling Tenalytics that over 80% of people joining this session are mothers just helps us see that, okay, a lot of mothers are interested in tech, and we can keep having sessions like this. Without the data analyst, organizations cannot make better decisions. And these days, nobody wants to make a decision that is based on emotions. Oh, I feel like let's increase the salary of employees. Or I feel like let's expand and all of that. Nobody wants to do that based on emotions. Every single forward-thinking company likes to see the data, right? Likes to make decisions from their data. So that's what you'll be doing as a data analyst. And the reason why it can be done remotely, right? The reason why it can be done remotely is that most of your work is done on a computer. How you're analyzing the data is done on a computer. So it's something you can do from anywhere and everywhere. So who would fit data analytics or even LTech analysis? If you're into admin, administration, healthcare, finance, sales, teaching, operations, customer service, science, or business background, then this is for you. So if data analytics sounds like it's for you, please leave a yes in the chat. Right? If you're naturally curious, if you enjoy working with numbers or information, if you notice patterns, okay, that other people miss, then data analytics is for you. And if this resonates with you, please leave a yes in the chat. All right, let's see the data analyst in the house. Okay, if this resonates clearly with you, okay, please leave a yes in the chat. I'd like to see our responses. Okay, I'm going to call our names just to ensure that we're responding and we're here as well. So if data analytics sounds like it for you, so Nkem says yes, that's fantastic. All right, so please let's keep our response coming in. If this doesn't sound like it's for you, no problem. Okay, we have a couple of other career paths, but as a data analyst, these are the things that you need to learn to be able to get that remote job. Problem solving, Excel, down to Microsoft Fabric for analytics. Okay, then we have the Tech data analyst. Now, the health tech data analyst is a data analyst that is focused in the health sector. So if you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you're a support worker, you're a healthcare worker, then you might consider applying data analytics to the health sector. So that's who the health tech analyst is. All right. And then we're going to move on to the second pathway, which is the business analysis pathway. All right, that's the second pathway. Now, ask yourself these questions. Are you naturally curious about how businesses and companies work? Right? Do you enjoy identifying problems and suggesting solutions? Okay, so if you're that person, you like to think, see this, the way this thing is working, I really don't like it. We can do better, we can improve. So if you're that person and you're also good at asking questions, you can ask a lot of questions and also listen to people. Now, the reason why you're asking the question is to figure out where the gap is, where the loophole is, so that you can figure out ways to solve the problems, right? And also ask yourself, do you like improving processes and making things work better, right? Then business analysis is for you. Business analysis is not only for people that have businesses, it's for people that like to improve on things, people that like to make things more efficient. So if this sounds like you're this person that likes to improve on things, you're extroverted, you like to ask a lot of questions, right? You also like to listen to people. If this sounds like you, please leave a yes in the chat. All right. If business analysis sounds like you, leave a yes in the chat. You're that extroverted person. Communication is your thing. You like to speak to people. You like to be in meetings. You're just that naturally, very inquisitive person. If this sounds like you, please leave a yes in the chat. All right, if this sounds like you, indulge me for a bit and leave a yes in the chat. Why are we not responding and not getting our responses? Okay, let me also just briefly call our names out. Adela, are you here? Robert, Alisa, or Ilsa, Buki, Bumi, Eniola, Faith, Faith Chima, Inkem, Kinomso, Rukaya, Stella, Temitope. So I see our emojis. It means that we're here. So if business analysis sounds like you, please leave a yes in the chat, right? So you're that person that is extroverted, you like to be in meetings, you like to speak to people, you like to think, how do I improve on things, right? If that sounds like you, please leave a yes in the chat. All right. Now we're going to be talking about what you do as a business analyst. So when companies have problems, right, most times they don't even know where the problem is coming from. Imagine a company that's getting a lot of complaints from customers. They might not know where the problem is coming from. It takes the business analyst to understand where the problem is coming from. So what you do sometimes is to communicate to the stakeholders, to the people involved in the problem, because your goal is, how can I solve this problem? How do I even figure out where the problem is coming from? So sometimes you have to speak to everybody involved, right? You identify the problem and you're able to suggest solutions. In the tech space, the solutions that you're suggesting, they are tech driven. It doesn't mean that you are building the solutions, because let's say that a company is running, a hospital is running a manual appointment booking system, where if you want to go to the see the doctor, you have to fill a form to book an appointment. And the hospital started getting a lot of complaints about long wait time and all of that. And you as a business analyst, you're trying to figure out, okay, where's this problem coming from? Is it when they get to the doctor, or is it when they are in the triage room and all of that, right? So your job will be to speak to all of the stakeholders involved. right? The person at the reception, the nurse, the doctors, because you want to understand clearly where this complaint is coming from. Now, after speaking with everybody involved, you now come to understand that the reason why we're having a lot of complaints is because of the long wait time. And the reason why we're having the long wait time is because people have to fill forms and then wait for the person at the reception, the receptionist to fill in their details into the system. So all of that is just manual. Imagine there are like 50 patients waiting to see the doctor, and every single person is filling a form. So that is taking a lot of time. That is what is causing the complaints, right? So you as a business analyst, having understood where the problem is coming from, that the problem is because we are running a manual system. So you're thinking, how do we automate this system such that it runs on its own, so that nobody has to fill a form? From the comfort of their homes, they can book appointments with doctors without conflict and all of that. Now, you can then suggest to the hospital, let's have an application, or let's even have a website. Now, that is a solution, but you as a business analyst, you're not in charge of building that solution. It takes the code guys. You're not coding with business analysis. You're not coding with data analytics as well, right? So it takes the tech guys to build the solution. Your job doesn't just end at, this is the solution. No. You work with the technical team, the people building, because you're the one that understands the problem. You also understand the solution. So you work with them until, they're able to build the application or the website and it solves the exact problem. So that's who you are as a business analyst. That's what you do. Figure out the problems, speak to stakeholders and all of that, right? And the people that fit here, I'd like to see this as, transferable skills that you already have. So if you take a look at the part of the slide that says the people who fit here, they're basically people with certain transferable skills. So if you're into customer service, you already speak with a lot of people, you already do documentation. Those are transferable skills that you have, and you can easily apply them to business analysis. If you're in the health sector as well, right? A care worker, a support worker, you speak with people, right? So you have transferable skills that you can apply. If you're in HR, if you're in banking, if you're in administration, operations, education, or sales, those the career paths that you currently have, that's your unique advantage because you have transferable skills already. So business analysis are for people that enjoy communication, extroverted, they like to solve problems, they like to stay organized, and they would rather work with people than code. All right, I hope that's clear to us. Now, these are the things you also have to learn when it comes to business analysis. And then there's the healthcare business analysis as well. This is for people that are interested in applying business analysis to the health sector, right? Instead of being a general business analyst that can work in any sector, you're focused on applying it to the health sector. So the healthcare business analysis is for you. Then let's look at the third pathway. That's the product design. These are career paths that you don't need prior experience to delve into. You don't need to code at all. Okay, so who's a good fit for the product design path? Ask yourself these questions. Okay, do you enjoy visuals? Right? Do you enjoy art a whole lot? You like to draw, you are that creative. Okay, and then you can easily spot bad designs. Right? You can easily spot bad designs. You enjoy aesthetics, you also enjoy storytelling. Then product design is a career path that you can get into. I don't know if this sounds like any of us. If this sounds like you, right? You're that person that enjoy art, you enjoy being creative, drawing, you spot bad designs. If that sounds like you, please leave a yes in the chat. All right. If product design sounds like you, leave a yes in the chat. While we're doing that, I'm going to explain. Okay, I see Faith. I see Bumi as well. That's fantastic. Have you ever, logged into any site or opened any app and you're just confused. You don't know where the login button is. Everything in the site is just jam-packed, right? It takes the product designer to place. Right now on Google Meet, you see that red end call button? It was placed there strategically by the product designer, right? It takes the product designer to design and applications from end to end. Where should this button be so that customers can easily find this button and all of that? What should be the outlook? What should be the user experience of this application? It takes the product designer. And I see a couple of us, Temitope, Faith, Bumi, as well, are interested. So remember, these are career paths that you don't have to write any single line of code to get into. Who fits here? People in customer service, people who are creative, you're empathetic, right? And you also enjoy solving problems, right? That's the product design path for you. Now, I've also attached the, things that you need to learn, the tools and technologies for you to get into product design. So let's look at agile project management, right? Agile project management. As majority of us that are in this call that are moms, I feel like we have a lot of transferable skills to agile project management because we are always organizing the family. If there's going to be a hangout or something, we're just, trying to pull people together and managing everybody. But then ask yourself these questions. Are you naturally organized? If you kept your toothpaste somewhere, you want to meet it there, right? Are you naturally organized? Do you enjoy coordinating people and tasks? Are you good at motivating others? This is something we can relate. When you see your child sad, you want to just, ginger them up and stuff. So are you good at motivating others? Can you adapt quickly when plans change? Right? Do you also enjoy helping teams achieve their goal? Then it's really simple. Project management is for you. This is best for people that are, just leadership comes to you naturally, right? And as moms, that's one superpower that we have. Leadership comes to you naturally. But while you're thinking of it, think of the workspace. Would you rather lead a team? Are you a natural leader, right? Are you naturally organized? So if this sounds like you, please leave a yes in the chat. If project management sounds like you, Bumi, you've chosen a lot of things. You have to pick one. So you're not, confused. And your last says yes, absolutely. So project management is a fantastic path, but just something to Temitope, you're also choosing more than one. The goal is to choose the one that speaks more to us, right? I know like there are lots of options. Most of us are multi-talented, but pick the one that speaks most to you, the one that resonates best with you, and start with that one. All right, so we have our project managers in the house, and these are the things you need to learn. I have them here on my slide. If you want to go over them, please fill the form, okay, so you can go over. Then, of course, we have the healthcare project management. This is for people, you already know the kind of people in the health sector, or people that are interested in the health sector and would rather manage project in the health sector, right? So that's something for you as well. Then let's consider the final one, which is the GRC analyst. Okay, so those of us that have heard cybersecurity and were interested in cybersecurity, this is a no-code aspect of cybersecurity. I'm going to ask you these questions. Think about it, right? And leave me a response in the chat. When something is out of place, do you naturally notice that when something is just out of place, something doesn't seem right? Do you notice that, right? Do you like structure, rules, clear processes, right? Do you enjoy ensuring things are done correctly? You want to ensure this is the right way to do this thing. If you're that person that likes structure, they've told you that you are rigid, There's a path for you in tech. It's fine to like a certain structure and just have it in place. There's a path for you in tech, right? And that's the GRC analysis course, right? Do you like Answer says Ed Prefect reporting for duty. So this is you, right? Do you like preventing problems before they happen? Then GRC analysis is for you. So if you're that person, they've told you you are rigid, it's completely okay. Some of us, we just like the lore, the order, the structure, right? So if this sounds like you, please leave a yes in the chat. Right? If this sounds like I can tell Ailsa, that's you, absolutely. So for the rest of us, if this sounds like you, please leave a yes in the chat. Okay. So what you do as a GRC analyst is basically to help companies stay secure. Now, every single organization, it's the tech era. So a lot of these organizations have people data, people's credit card and all of that stored somewhere, right? And there are laws protecting all of this. There are external laws protecting all of this, such that if people's data that is in your possession or in your storage as the company, if it gets leaked, you pay a very heavy fine. Right? Now, the job of the GRC analyst is to ensure that the data in the organization is very much protected, right? Ensure that they are putting, policies in place to ensure that the company doesn't pay fines. Imagine you visit the hospital and the next day you find your medical reports online. Would you still visit that hospital? Absolutely not. So it takes the GRC analyst to protect the organization, right? To come up with policies to ensure that, they are compliant with the laid down cybersecurity, rules. And most of the work as a GRC analyst involves reviewing risk, right? Reviewing risk, policies, compliance requirements, and the likes. So if you're here on this call and you're a lawyer, you're an auditor, you're a compliance officer, an admin professional, a banking professional, a risk officer, then GRC is for you. It's a no-code aspect of tech, right? And it's something you can absolutely get into. So these are the career paths that you can simply get into. You don't have to code. You don't need prior experience. There's growth, there's high pay, and there are remote opportunities. I'm going to show you an example. Somebody that moved from being a carer to being a business analyst. So this example, she's currently in the UK, right? But she's working for a company in the US as a business analyst. So you see all those skills, there are things that you can literally apply remotely. So I'm just going to play a testimonial, so that we can listen, right? I'm going to play a testimonial so that we can hear for ourselves. So just give me a minute to play this. I want you to see the possibility, all right, in tech. I want you to see how you can easily get a remote job as well. Okay? So I'm just going to play this for a bit, right? I'm going to play for a bit, and then it's really long, but I'm not going to play the entire thing. I'm just going to play for like 1 minute, 30 seconds, and we'll move on. So I'm playing it now.
Really helped me that in this job now, I'm about to take a higher role. Yeah, I'm about to take a higher role because within a few months, my boss was like, oh, I see you're very good. I said, yes. I got my training with analytics and they're very good. Even my classmates that we went to school together in the UK, most of them are asking me. I've referred about 25 of them to analytics.
I have here a popular face on the channel, Mr. Deza Suleiman, and I also have here Judith, aka Ngozi, aka I can help people get good jobs abroad. Well, Madam Judith, today I just want you to share something brief about yourself. I know that you don't have time, and also share an honest advice for migrants who are looking for well-paying jobs abroad. Okay, your honest, genuine advice. Okay, pass fast.
Okay. All right, so thank you everyone for having me. I remember I was also a carer when I met Tolu. Yeah, I met her when she went to drop her child in school, same school with my daughter. And then she was telling me, oh, why not go into tech? I was like, what do you mean going to tech? Is that what you do? And then she said yes, that she got a job after she had a training with Analytics. I was like, wow, then give me the link, because I've been trying to get one, and then the one I got was in London. I was so expensive. I even bless God I haven't paid. So when she shared Analytics with me, I went to check on Instagram and I saw it, and then I joined. The fee was very okay, because compared to what I was going to pay for, that one was so high, and then they were not my people. Of course, I might not even hear them speak. So I joined Analytics, and then I took the training, and of which before I joined Analytics, I've tried to, because I studied computer science, I've tried getting jobs I couldn't get. I was just doing healthcare jobs, which I wasn't even okay with. So, but then after I finished my training, I just remember that there was just, the only thing I did that I wasn't doing before was that the template Analytics gave for CV after the training, I just changed my CV to that. I changed the format, and then I submitted it back to this same.
Okay, so I might not be able to play everything because it's 22 minutes, but I just wanted to give you an insight into somebody that was able to move it to the UK, and she had to become a carer, right? Because there are bills to be paid, and she was able to transition into tech afterwards. All right, now some of us that have been trying to transition for the longest, the mistake that we keep making is, we know that there are a lot of free content on YouTube where we can easily learn, and we think that, okay, if I just watch a lot of videos on YouTube, I can transition. So that's one mistake a lot of us have been making, learning only from YouTube videos. YouTube is a fantastic platform, but as a beginner, as a mom in tech looking to transition, you need accountability. You need somebody to hold your hand. You need structure. Whenever you're stuck, you need to be able to ask questions. If you learn only by watching videos, and you're stuck, how do you ask questions, right? And then in the tech space, I'm pretty sure a lot of us here know already, these employers want you to have skills and experience. That experience, you cannot wish it away. How do you get experience from watching videos alone? So that's one of the mistakes I find that most of us keep making. We learn only from YouTube videos. The second mistake, you heard Judith, she literally had to change her CV template. The second mistake that we make is we apply with a generic CV. The same CV that we used to apply for a care job is the same CV we used to apply for a job in the tech space, a remote job in the tech space, right? That's one mistake that is costing you a whole lot. Right? So that's one mistake we keep making. Some of us, I've said it on this call, employers, there are two things that they want from you. If they're going to give you that remote job, they want you to have skills, they want you to have experience. Even in entry-level roles, they're already requiring you to have experience, so you cannot wish it away. And how do you show these people that you have experience? You're in one part of the world, they're in another part of the world. How do you communicate to them that, yes, I have experience? It's by having proof of experience. That is called your portfolio, right? And what is contained in the portfolio is the projects that you have worked on. So that's something you also need in the tech space. And that's why you shouldn't learn by watching YouTube videos, because those videos are not going to give you projects to work on. They're not going to give you experience, so that you can have them in your portfolio. So please don't make this mistake of applying to a job in tech without a project or even a portfolio, right? Now, work experience, I cannot overemphasize this. It's tech. Nobody wants to train you from scratch anymore. They want you to have experience already, right? Experience that would tell this person that, okay, this person has done something similar before. They've done it before. I can trust them to do it for me. So you cannot apply for a job in tech and get the job with no experience, right? And also, no professional mentor or reference. We've been trying to transition for a long time. Nobody to talk us through the ropes. Nobody to say, okay, change this in your CV, right? Nobody to provide you with guidance. Now, we all know that if a journey was supposed to take you 2 years with tech, with mentorship, that 2 years can be shortened to 6 months because the person, the mentor, already knows the rope. They can tell you the things to avoid, right? So if you're going to get a job in the tech space, you need a professional mentor, and then you need reference as well. Okay, so having said all of this, how does Senalytics comes in? How does Senalytics come in? How do we ensure that you gain work experience? How do you ensure that you have proper mentors, reference, right? And you have a portfolio and a project. So what we do here at Senalytics is we're focused on project-based learning. Project-based learning. So if you're going to go for product design, if you're going to go for GRC, for business analysis, name it, right? The way you are learning, you see all those tools I showed you earlier, you're not coming to learn theories. Theories don't get you the job. You've done enough of that in school. What you're coming to learn is, you're literally coming to learn by gaining experience. So you're learning by doing. You're doing the actual work. In business analysis, I tell you that you will learn Excel. How you learn Excel is using that Excel to solve problems, right? Using Excel to solve problems. That's how you learn, as a business analyst. So here at Analytics, we focus on project-based experience so that you get your hands dirty. You do the practical work, right? It helps you build confidence. When you go in for an interview and they ask you, tell me one time you did this, what do you remember? It's the project that you worked on, right? So that is why it is, very necessary that you learn in a project-based environment. Project will give you the right experience, right? It will give you confidence. It will help you build your portfolio. So here at Analytics, you get practical experience and you get over 15 projects in your chosen field. Over 15 projects, right? Now, what we also do is a proper CV review and revamp, as well as a LinkedIn optimization. So you remember one of the mistakes is we apply using generic CV. Under business analysis, there are a lot of roles you can apply for. You have your process systems analyst, right? Systems analyst and all of that. That's a business analysis role. Let's say that you take a look at the job description for the systems analyst and you find another business analyst role and you take a look at the job description and you apply using the same CV. You're setting yourself up for failure because these roles carry their different keywords that your CV has to carry. There's something called an applicant tracking system. If your CV does not carry the right keyword, it's more like, how do I put it now? So let's say that you're trying to get into a wedding that you need access card to get into. Without access card, you're not going to get in. But if you have the right access card, you can then get in. The keywords are your access card. Okay, the applicant tracking system is looking at your CV. There are certain keywords that it's been made to recognize. If your CV does not carry the keywords, it gets flung into the trash and you don't even get it. Your CV does not even get a chance, to the desk, to get to the desk of the recruiter. So it is very necessary that your CV is always tailored. What we do here at Analytics is we sit with you, we help you rewrite your CV. You see, I spoke about transferable skills. I would use the customer support agent or customer service professional as an example. Let's say you've been a customer service professional, right? And you have communication skills, documentation, and all of that. So what we do is to sit with you, right? On your CV, you see the transferable skills you have from your other job that relates with the role you want to get into. In this case, as a customer service support person, business analysis would be a good fit for you. So on your CV, you know, in that your customer service experience, you're not having, I placed a lot of calls, I was able to support people and all of that. No, the part that will be on your CV will be the part that highlights your transferable skills, right? I was able to document this and all of that, so that even in that your previous experience, the employer is able to see that this person, you know, has the right skills, right? So we sit with you and we're able to rewrite your CV to beat the applicant tracking system so that your CV also carries the right keyword. Now, your LinkedIn profile is also very important. I know that for some of us on this call, we don't like people to know what we're doing. We're very introverted. But LinkedIn is your personal brand, and employers would always Google you. They want to see if you're the person that you say you are. Sometimes when we're looking to fill up roles, and for some of our students here at Analytics, they have employers reaching out to them. And that's because when the employer is looking to fill up a role, they search for the keyword. They're setting profiles that will be amongst the top search, and then they can reach out to the person. Now, it means that the person's LinkedIn profile is properly optimized. And that's something we also do here at Tenalytics. Then portfolio building. In the tech space, it's not enough to say, I know how to do this thing. You also have to show the employer that you've done it before. They're employing you to solve problems. They need to see how you've solved other problems. Okay? And that is where your portfolio comes in, your proof of experience. So all those projects that you've worked on, that is what goes into your portfolio. And here at Analytics, we teach you how to build your portfolio, which is your proof of competence. There's also a 2-month internship experience. In as much as the technical skills are important, it's a remote role. These guys are still looking to see, can this person work with a team? Right? Do they have collaboration skills? Do they have communication skill? Because you're in one part of the world, they are in another part of the world. They need to see that, you know, you have these other soft skills and you're a culture fit. That is why you also need internship. Now, here at Analytics, you get a 2-month internship. Right? When you get to work in a team, you get to work with people. That helps you build more technical skills, and then it also helps you build the soft skills that you need. All right? Now, remember that you need work experience to get hired. So you've learned, right? You have a portfolio. How do you show work experience on your CV? Those of us that are in the UK, we have employers that are big on UK-based experience. For those of us in Canada, we come across employers that are big on Canadian experience. Then for those of us in the US, we also come across that. So after, you know, all the learning, all the portfolio, how do you communicate on your CV that you have the right experience? I'll tell you how we go about this. Now, after learning with Analytics and doing your internship, you have 2 solid work experiences on your CV. Ask me how. Now, remember, the way you learned is by gaining practical experience, right? You learned by doing the actual work. So you have Tenalytics as one experience. Let's imagine that you're going into GRC. So on your CV, you display Analytics as a GRC consultant. The job description right, will be the projects that you've worked on and the impact of these projects. You are not, putting anything from the blues. You are putting projects that you've worked on, projects that you have experience, things that you can defend. Right? So that is one work experience. You have the project you worked on and the impact of these projects. Such that if the employer sees that you have GRC consultant with analytics and they ask you, oh, on your CV, you say you've done this and you've done that. Can you tell me? You're able to speak confidently to it because it was not manufactured from thin air. These were projects that you worked on, solutions that you built. Right? So you see the importance of working on projects. That's how you have one work experience on your CV. So our students here at Analytics are known as consultants because of how they learn by doing the actual work. Now, the second experience will be the, company you did your internship with. Now, Tenalytics is registered in Canada, accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. So that takes care of your Canadian experience, US-based experience. Now, the second company is the company you're doing your internship with. Now, that company is registered in UK. So for those of us that come across recruiters that are big on UK-based experience, that takes care of that. So you also have the projects that you've worked on and the impacts of these projects, coupled with your previous experience. We're able to rewrite your previous experience to showcase the transferable skills. So you'd have solid work experiences on your CV. Okay, then you also get weekly mentorship and interview preparation. So you get to hear from people that have gotten jobs, right? From global mentors, recruiters. You get to hear them talk about their experiences. They are holding your hands. Whenever you have a question, you have somebody to guide you. You have somebody to direct you. Now, what we do here at Analytics is, after we give you the technical skill, or while we are equipping you with the technical skill, we're also ensuring that you are employable. So your CV review and revamp is done by the second month into the course. That's when we're doing your CV review and revamp. We're also teaching you how to apply to jobs. For those of us that are on a time crunch, our visa is expiring really soon and we need to get a job. You would hear people that have gotten jobs 3 months into the training, 4 months into the training. That's because while we're teaching you, we're also ensuring that you are employable. So we'll work on your CV 2 months in. We will teach you how to apply to these jobs, but we don't just stop there. We also provide jobs that you can apply for. So you see how we're taking off all the heavy weight from you. Sometimes when you want to apply to jobs, you have to go to multiple job boards to apply. What we've done here at Analytics is we'll do the scraping of these jobs from these platforms, and we've gone the extra mile by subscribing to other paid job platforms, so that way you get premium roles and you also get other roles, and we'll teach you how to apply. You're not at no extra cost, so we'll teach you how to apply. Okay, and we provide these jobs. Of course, your CV has been worked on, your LinkedIn profile, your portfolio is ready. Now, when you have an interview coming up, you have Tenalytics there to prepare you. So what we do is, immediately you have an interview coming up, you just click a button, book for a preparation session, right? And then you sit one-on-one with an expert that will get your CV. They will do the findings on the company, and then they will prepare you. They will literally ask you questions, introduce yourself, defend the things on your CV, to prepare you ahead of the interview. All right. And then, of course, remember, you have Tenalytics and the company you'll be doing your internship with as part of your work experiences. So you would need reference letters. So we provide reference letters here at Tenalytics to back your experience up. And, when you get a job, and you need to be handheld during the first few months, you also have Tenalytics to support you. So this is the summary of everything that we provide. We work on your CV, your LinkedIn profile, We teach you how to apply to jobs, these remote jobs. We provide these remote jobs that you can apply for. And when you have an interview coming up, we will prepare you, right? You also get reference letters, you get on the job support, you also get mentorship sessions, and then Upwork optimization session. So all these things that I've been saying, it's built around 8 months that will literally change your career trajectory. 8 months that will take you from where you are, into getting your first job in tech, your first remote opportunities. And the 8 months is split into 6 months of learning and then 2 months of internship. All right. So the entire program is built around your existing schedule. I know that I'm talking to moms on the call without, with less time, and we're trying to transition with the whole stress. So we've built this entire 8 months around your existing schedule, and I'll tell you how. Okay. So you'd have live classes, right? Just the same way you're seeing me, I can ask you questions. That's the same way you have live classes where you see the instructor, you can ask them questions, they get your questions answered. Now, these live classes happen on Saturdays, all right? But just 2 Saturdays in a month. Remember, the goal is flexibility. How do you manage this with your current schedule? So you have 2 Saturdays in a month, and then we have a class schedule, right? We have 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK time class, right? This is best for people in Europe, UK, Africa. You have 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And for people in North America, Canada, US, you have your 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time class as well, right? And then we also have the evening slot, which is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. UK time. So if you work in the mornings and the morning slots don't work for you, you can choose the evening class. If that doesn't work for you, you can pick the morning class. So you pick one, and the classes are for 3 hours, 2 Saturdays in a month. Now, we understand that some of us, work on Saturdays as well. So we might not get the chance to attend. We have you in mind, and we've ensured that all the classes are recorded. So you can go through the recording whenever you are free. Okay? So if you miss a class, you have the recording available. Now, the classes are on Saturdays, quite all right. But this doesn't mean that you're not learning on other days of the week. You're still learning, just that it's now very flexible. So you have what is called the self-paced part, which happens from Monday to Friday. So with the self-paced, you're encouraged to do 1 hour every day. So Monday, all you have to do is 1 hour. 1 hour of learning. Tuesday, 1 hour. Wednesday, 1 hour. Thursday, 1 hour. Friday, 1 hour. Okay, and that's because we've recorded videos, right, that you can learn from, projects that you can work on, and all that is needed of you is 1 hour every day. Now, it's tech we're talking about. So while you're doing that 1 hour every day and you're working on projects, you will definitely have questions. So am I saying that the live classes are on Saturday, so you have to wait till the next Saturday before you ask your questions? No. So how it works is, let's say on Monday, you've learned from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. and you have questions. You can book for a mini class with the instructor at your convenience, where you book for that mini class and you get your questions answered and you are able to move ahead. So that's how it works. Okay, so you're still learning during the week and you're still able to interact with the instructor, book for a mini class. Then you have the mentorship sessions, and they happen 10 p.m. UK time and 8 p.m. Mountain time. So right now, I'm going to play Ikmat's story so that we literally hear from Ikmat, and, you don't just get to hear from me alone. So you also get to hear another testimonial. So I'm going to play this briefly so we can hear. All right? Just keep it.
Not today. Not today.
Let me just skip this.
My
All
name
right.
is Ikmat. Hi everyone, my name is Ikmat, and I was with the March cohort in Analytics, and joining Analytics has been the best decision so far. You know, for me, someone coming from a background of full housewife, because I had to stay back home to look after my child for 4 years, and then wanting to break into something new, wanting to go back into the workforce, you know, wanting to place myself in the society for better job opportunities. So it was a lot. And then I'm glad that Analytics came along, and then they presented me with so many opportunities right in front of me, better opportunities. And then I'm glad I took it. And then also the advice of do not sell yourself short, that Effie is always saying, it is very, very valid, because place yourself right, you know, don't sell yourself short. It's a very, very, very valid advice. You know, in Analytics, they will hold your hands like a child, you know, through the modules. You have the opportunity to go back and study. You have the opportunity to go back and practice. You have the opportunity to ask questions. You know, we have people you can always go back to, even outside of class hours. It's the most amazing experience so far, really. And then another thing is the interview prep, guys. That is another very important thing. I did my interview prep with Mr. Mohammed, and it is the best decision ever, because it was like he saw into the future. He knew what was going to be asked, and I'm glad that I wrote down all the things he mentioned. I went back to practice, and then when it was time for the interview, it was like everything he was mentioning, everything he mentioned, it was just they kept on. And then when I was answering those questions, I was so confident, you know, because I already practiced. I did an Excel test, I did a maths test, and then they were really impressed. And another thing is, guys, it may not come as fast as you expect. Definitely you are going to get some no's, and then you may begin to think you're not good enough. You are good enough, yes. The no's will come, but always take it as a basis for learning and development, because after every interview where I got a no, I always make sure I get a personal feedback. So I work on those feedbacks for my next interviews. And yes, it worked. It really worked for me, because I got my first job 3 months into the program, my first job. But I couldn't take up the job because I was a student, and I was only eligible to work 20 hours. So I couldn't take up the job. 3 months later, I got 2 jobs with full visa sponsorship. And guys, all the other no's before the 2 jobs prepared me for the yeses I got. So yes, the no's will come, but do not give up, because you always have Analytics to go back to. They are the best and the best thing that's ever happened to me. And then yes, and they are the most affordable one I've come across.
All right, so that's Ikmat's story, right? Somebody that went through the program, and with her experience, you know, she was able to transition. So if you want to be like Ikmat, if you want to get into tech, you know, you want to get a remote job that can offer you good pay, you know, flexibility, more time for your family, you know, the best time to get into tech was last year. The next best time is today. So we have a class coming up on the 5th of September. So it's for people that want to get their journey started, people that want to get into tech, right? And then get a job. If this sounds like you want to get that journey started, please leave a yes in the chat. All right. If you are interested in getting into tech, starting your tech journey, and you need the help of Analytics to do that, please leave a yes in the chat. Yes, we're going to talk about that right away. Okay, Chinomso. Faith, I see you. Anybody else? I've been talking for quite a while, and we're not interested in studying. Okay, so I see a couple of us. All right, fantastic. So Analytics is turning 6, and we currently, you know, have an anniversary discount, basically. So the original cost of the training is $1,250. But with this anniversary discount, you get 52% off, but it's limited. That's the problem, right? So with this 52% off, you get to pay $600 instead of $1,250. And we have 10 slots per course. For this conversation, for this call, I can only take 5 people, right? I can only take 5 slots because other sessions are running and the slots are filling up. So if you're interested, I only have 5 slots and I would walk you through how to register now. Okay, so in pounds, this become, 450 pounds, all right, $600. And you don't need the entire thing to get started with this discount. So we're giving you a discount and then we're giving you payment options as well. So if you're interested, I'm going to share the link for you to take advantage of this discount on the call, right? And then I'm going to walk you through how to register. So get your phones ready. I only have 5 slots, okay? So I've just put the link in the chat, right? I've just put the link there in the chat. I want you to click on the link. If you're using your phone, if you're using your laptop, please click on the link. Now, immediately you click on the link, it brings you here, right? It brings you to this site and you see transform your career. Okay, so what I want you to do is scroll down. All right, so just scroll down and you'd see the different courses that we have. Remember, the goal is to pick the one that works best with you, the one that you're most interested in at the moment. Right? I'd like us to see tech as a means to an end. That's your first career in tech. It's a means to an end, not the end itself. Okay, so what you want to do is pick the best career path for you at the moment, the one that would enable you get a job easily, the one that speaks to your interest, and you can start with that. It's fine to start easy. Okay, so you can start with something easy, something that suits you, and it's tech. You're not stuck on one career path for a lifetime. You can always upskill. So when you scroll down, you see the different courses. Just go to the one you're interested in. If it's data analytics, stay on data analytics. If it's data analytics but you want to apply it to the health sector, then go for health tech analyst. Then you have the business analyst. You also have the data science, other courses as well. So pick the one that works best for you. For this call, I'll be using data analytics. So when you see data analytics, click on enroll now. Right? When you click on enroll now, it's going to open up this tab to you. If you're doing it on your phone, just follow the sound of my voice. Okay? So click on the first enroll now. When you do that, it's going to open up another page. Scroll down. Click on the second enroll now, right? Now, when you do that, it will prompt you to register. What you want to do is just click on Google, continue with Google, so that you don't have to manually type in your details. Google already has your details. So click on continue with Google and everything gets filled up automatically. So when you click on continue with Google, it's going to open up this confirm your enrollment. So when it opens up confirm your enrollment, scroll down, you see the September cohort and the October cohort. So for those of us that want to start in September, on the 5th of September, we want to start as soon as possible. On maternity leave, we have some time and we're looking to get a job before the year ends or early next year. Then you're looking at September, right? If September is busy for you, you don't know your schedule, then you can also go for October. Okay, now pick the cohort that works best for you and scroll down. Then you would see the juiciest parts, which are the payment plans. So you have the first payment plan, which is the pay once option. So with this payment plan, you get to pay a total of $600 and you pay once, right? That's the $600. Then you also have the 3 installments. So the 3 installments let you pay that $600 in total, but you only need $200. You split it into 3. Okay, that's giving you an option to pay $200 every month, and by the 3rd month you'd have completed the payment. Then you have the bi-weekly option. I will take questions, okay? Let me just quickly walk us through this process. Then you have the bi-weekly option. The bi-weekly option still lets you pay $600, but guess what? You only need $100 to get started on this call. So what that means is you pay $100 right now to register, right, to be amongst the 5%. And the next time you pay again will be in 2 weeks. So you pay $100 every 2 weeks over 3 months. Okay, so you have the bi-weekly option. So you can pick the one that works best for you. Scroll down, check the box that says I confirm my information is correct and I've read the terms and conditions, and click on pay now, right? And you're good to go. Okay, that's how you'll be amongst the 5% that will be taking advantage of this discount. Okay, that's how you pay. So I'm going to be taking questions now. This is question and answer time. I see Chinomso. So what I'm going to do, Chinomso, is I'm going to give you the permission to unmute your mic. I'm going to give everybody. So Chinomso, you can unmute your mic and ask your questions. So Chinomso, can you hear me? Hi, Chinomso.
Hi, thank you,
Yeah,
Priscilla.
yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. Okay, please go ahead with your questions.
So my question is, if I want to register and I don't want to start with this September cohort, and I want to do per monthly, like the the $600 per monthly, am I still qualified to do it? Secondly, I'm a nurse and I want to move to data analysis. So I want to use it in health sector.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
If I can't do this September and I choose to do next October, am I still qualified in that anniversary discount?
Yeah. Can you see my screen? Hi, Chinomso. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so to your first question, yes. So you'd see September here, you'd see October. All you have to do is just click on October, right? Let me also put this in pounds. So click on October and then you're able to continue with the payments, right, to secure your spot. Now, to your second question, since you're a nurse, the best path for you will be the LTech analyst. Remember, the LTech analyst is still a data analyst, but they are focused in the health sector. All right, so LTech analyst will be the best path for you.
Sorry, did you say health? Health.
Yeah. Yes, let me show you.
Okay.
Just give me a minute. So when you click on the link that my colleague has dropped in the chat, can you see my screen? Hi, Chinomso.
Yes, I can. Sorry.
So you're going to see the first option is data analytics, right?
Yeah.
The second one is LTech analyst, right? So that's the one you should pick. Because the LTech analyst is still a data analyst, but they're data analyst that is focused in the health sector, right? So that's the one that is best for you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So you can pick the October cohort and pick the LTech analyst and you're good to go. All right.
Okay. Can someone still do November cohort?
So that's if you're registering on this call, I can help with that. So if you're registered on this call, pick October cohorts, then I'm able to move it to November. So you can start in November instead.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so do we have more questions? Is anybody currently on the site? Let me quickly check. Okay, so I see that I have 2 slots taken. I have 3 more to go and we're done. All right, 3 more to go and we're done. Do we have any more questions? If you have questions, just raise your hand like Chinonso did and you can ask your questions. Okay, so if you have questions, just raise your hand and I can take your questions. All right, so do we have more questions? Just indicate, let me know in the chat. 3 more slots to go and we're done. If you're still confused, you're not sure which career path, feel free, unmute your mic so we can speak and I can help you figure out the best career path for you. Okay, so do we have any more questions? I'm just going to call our names. So just let me know if you've got questions or if you'd like me to reach out to you later. So I see Adela, do you have questions? Please just indicate in the chat. I see Ailsa as well, our GRC analyst. Have you been able to register? Please indicate in the chat. I also see Mantles. I see Chinomso. I also see Temitope. So let me know, have you been able to register? Okay, or do you have questions to ask? Just indicate in the chat. Okay, so I have a question for you. When are you looking to begin your tech journey, really? Let me know as well. Just let me know what you're thinking. When are you looking to, get a new job, get that financial independence that you need? Okay, so just let me know. If you'd like to also start in November, I can facilitate that for you. Okay, so any more questions before we bring the session to a close? Do we have any more questions? Chinom, so let me know if you're on it, on the call, so that I can walk you through, okay? And if there are any questions you have, I can also answer. Okay, I'm gonna drop my email in the chat, okay? Hi, Faith, you can unmute your mic to ask your question. Faith, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, good evening.
Hi, good evening, how are you doing?
I'm good, but career-wise, I'm not good.
What's the problem?
Okay, so I'm this kind of person who I've taken so many courses in tech, different career paths
Okay.
before I came to the UK. But
Okay.
I've had training on product design, product management, data analysis, like cybersecurity, and
Wow.
my problem all the while has been mentorship. I think that's why I've not been able to settle in a particular career. And currently I'm on maternity leave. And
Okay.
yeah, I should resume work by November. Yeah. But my the truth is I wouldn't want to go back to to my work. I've been looking out for something remote, fully remote. Yeah, so thankfully I came across this. But my challenge now is I wouldn't want to be in a haste to pay for something that I've had
Yes.
the different
Yeah.
courses.
You've
But
been burnt a lot of time.
sincerely, I don't really know where to focus on. That's the truth. Like I'm as confused as whatever you can call it, but that is the truth when it comes to tech. So, what do you advise? And then, secondly, what if you're not able to pay in 3 months? Can it be extended to, let me say, maybe the 6 months of the training, or maybe before the end of the training? Yeah, if you can finish your
Okay.
payment by then, yeah.
Okay. So to your first question, which is, you don't know which one to go into. You said you've done cybersecurity, product design, data analytics, and all of that, right?
Yeah.
So what you want to do right now, you have a time frame. November, work is supposed to resume, and you're looking to get a job as soon as possible, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you want to consider right now is what career path would help me land a job really, really fast. Okay, in certain regions, there are certain career paths that are very much in demand. Somewhere like the UK, you're talking data analytics, business analysis, project management, and the likes. I'm talking no-code careers now, right? So think about it. You've done data analytics, you've done cybersecurity, you've done project management, you mentioned, or product design, right?
Yeah, and product management.
Okay, product management, product design. So think about it. Let me quickly show you the curriculums because I'm thinking for you, instead of going through another round of training, you can actually build, since you're looking to get a job as soon as possible, you can build on the data analytics skills that you have,
Okay.
right? And I'm going to show you, I just want you to let me know if you've used all of these tools, if you are confident using them, so that I know the best way to go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Excel, that's something you're
Yes.
comfortable using, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, SQL.
Not so much. I just did a course on Coursera. So that was just the
Okay. How about Power BI?
same thing. It's same as SQL.
Okay.
SQL, Power BI, Tableau. Like I'm not so confident in using them, but if I'm able to have someone who can hold my hands, a kind of to teach
Okay.
me, yeah, I believe I should be able to pick up.
Okay, all right. Then we can go through the learning path. Chinam, so all right. So we can go through the learning path with analytics. It won't be difficult for you at all. Just one more question before I solidify my thoughts on data analytics. Would you consider yourself as introverted or extroverted?
It depends on my environment, though.
Okay, so consider a work setting right now. Would you rather be on meetings, speaking to people, or you'd rather work independently and let your results speak for you?
I do both.
Okay, you do both.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, because you do both, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so because you do both and you're comfortable with both of them, I would rather suggest the business analysis to you.
No, if it's business analysis, uh, I don't know, but I've never had interest in business analysis.
Okay, so the reason why I was going to suggest it is because there's data analytics in business analysis as well, right? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
So there's data analytics there. You see Excel, Power BI, SQL. There's also project management there. Then there's business analysis. So it's more like a 3-in-1 path, right? So you can, for some people, when they went through the entire thing, it was the data analytics part they preferred. So they stuck with that. They got jobs as data analysts. For some people, it was the project management part. For some other persons, they stuck to the BA part, right? So if this is something you'd want to go, it's like 3-in-1. It gives you multiple options. But if you'd rather just build on what you have, focus on it, then the data analytics would be the best option. All right, so which would it be for you, data analytics or business analysis?
Well, I've never had interest in business analytics, but having done a course on product management, I think I have transferable skills from product management. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also what I was thinking. And how I'm thinking about it is there's data analytics here, right? There's project management here. These are things that you're already comfortable with, right? So if you're able to go through this, you build on these skills. If you see a data analyst job, it's something you can do.
Yeah,
right?
but I've not had interest in business. That's the truth.
Yeah, so I'm saying that this is like 3-in-1. There's data analytics here, right? You can focus on the data analytics aspect. You can also focus on the project management aspect. So I'm thinking something that will give you more options since you're comfortable with speaking and you're also comfortable with working independently. All right. So I'm thinking more options for you. Okay, but if that's something you don't think you want to dabble into just yet, it's also very fine to stick to data analytics. Okay. Yeah, so I'm guessing for what you want right now, it's going to be data analytics, right?
The truth is, if I start anyone, if I put my mind in anyone, I should be able to do well in it. Yeah.
But you can build on the existing thing that you already have, the existing skill that you have, which is data analytics, right? You can build on that. I like to see tech as a means to an end, not the end itself, right? You can always start with one that speaks best with you, that aligns with your strength, and work on a job for like 2 years. Then, as you grow, you can pick up other skills, you can upskill, you can always transition into something else. All
Yeah.
right. Just so we avoid that you moving to cybersecurity, data analysis, project management, you can just consolidate on data analytics for now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be data analytics, right?
Okay.
Okay. Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. So when it comes to the second part of your question, which is about, paying now and having some concessions. So we take a look at that on a case by case basis. So we have our finance team. If you're unable to meet your next payment date, you have a conversation with them. As a Sims fee, they can literally give you certain concessions for you to consider. All right.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So since you would want to start as soon as possible, when are you looking to get started?
As soon as possible, since the earliest is September, I don't mind
Okay.
starting by September. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Have you been able to register?
No, not yet.
Okay. You have the link, right? Are you looking to register on the call, or when are you looking to register?
I wanted to register, but I'm unable to make payment right now. That was why I had to bring up the issue. My concern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you comfortable with the answers now?
Yes, 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 okay. Okay.
Okay. All right then. So just ensure my colleague has put the link there. Okay. When you're ready, you can just go ahead. Okay. So do we have any more questions before we bring this session to a close? Any more questions from anybody? Okay, so we're going to end this session now. Thank you for joining in. I hope you had a fantastic time. I had a fantastic time speaking to every single one of us, right? And I hope that this session has been able to show you the possibilities in tech. And I hope it has also been able to show you the career paths that you can get into, and the possibilities that await you, that remote role, that flexibility you're looking to get, financial independence. It's something that tech can give to you. You just need to decide on when you want to get the ball rolling. Okay, the more you keep moving it forward, the more time you spend being away from your goals. All right, so we're going to bring the session to a close. I left my email earlier, so if you like to ask more questions, please just shoot me an email. Okay, I'm going to put it here in the chat again. Oh, sorry, that's Priscilla at. The 2 is supposed to be an at. I'm going to correct it now. Okay, so shoot me an email if you'd like to ask more questions. All right, so we're going to bring the session to a close. Please enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you had a good time. All right, cheers and bye for now. Please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you in class. Bye. Feel free to jump off the call as we come to the end of today's session. All right, thank you so much, guys. Okay. Thank you, Asa.